study about import trade. What is import trade? Import trade refers to buying of goods and services from foreign country. The procedure of import trade varies from one country to another country depending upon policy implemented in that country. Import of goods and services is controlled by the government in most of the countries. Now let us see the procedure of import trade. Import procedure is divided into 4 stages. The first stage, preliminary stage. Under that, the first point, registration. In order to carry out import, the importer has to get himself registered with the authorities. The first authority, Director General Foreign Trade, that is DGFT, in order to get an import-export certificate number. The second, the Income Tax Department, to obtain permanent account number. Third, to carry out GST formalities. The second one under the first stage, that is preliminary stage, negotiation or trade enquiry. The importer must collect information from overseas suppliers regarding the goods he wants to import of a product. It contains details like price, delivery schedule, credit period, and terms and conditions of sale, payment, and delivery. Now we come to the second stage, pre-import stage. Under this, the first point, import license, or we can also call it as quota certificate. The export-import policy of our country indicates which goods need license for import and which can be imported freely. For goods that require a license, the importer should get a quota certificate and acquire the license. At the time of importing goods, the IEC number is to be mentioned. The second point, foreign exchange clearance. The exporter has to be paid in foreign exchange by the importer as he resides in a foreign country. For this, the Indian currency has to be exchanged for foreign currency. This is done by Exchange Control Department of the Reserve Bank of India. The importer has to get the foreign exchange sanctioned. For this, he applies in a prescribed form to a bank authorized by RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. after scrutiny of the documents, the necessary foreign exchange is sanctioned. The third point, placing an order. Once the foreign exchange clearance is obtained from Reserve Bank of India, the importer places an import order with the exporter for supply of goods. This order contains information on all aspects relating to the goods to be imported. These include quality, quantity, size, grade, price, packing and shipping, ports of shipment, insurance, delivery schedule, and modes of payment. This order is called as indent. The next point, fourth one, letter of credit. If the exporter agrees to a letter of credit, then the importer obtains it from his bank and forwards it to the exporter. It minimizes the risk of non-payment for the exporter. At the same time, the importer should arrange for sufficient funds to be paid on delivery of the goods. The fifth point, clearing and forwarding agent. The importer then appoints clearing and forwarding agent to look after the various customers, formalities, and documentation work with respect to import of goods. The last point, shipment advice. Once the goods are loaded on the vessel, the exporter sends a shipment advice to the importer. This document contains details about the goods, invoice number, bill of lading, and name of the vessel, the port of export, and date of sailing of the vessel. This will help the importer for custom clearance and unloading of goods. The third stage, import stage. Under this, the first point, receipt of document. The importer receives the documents sent by the exporter through his bank. They are as follows: bill of lading, certificate of origin, certificate of inspection, packing list, commercial invoice, and many more. Second one, bill of entry. The clearing and forwarding agents then prepare a bill of entry. This bill is presented to the dock superintendent for release of goods. The bill of entry has details like number of packages, quality of goods, and price of goods. The third point, delivery order. For taking delivery of the goods, a delivery order is needed. This is obtained from the shipping company by the clearing and forwarding agent. Once this is received, the freight charges are paid and goods are allowed to be unloaded from the ship. The fourth point, customer clearance. The important has to be present, that is, the importer looks after the bill of lading, bill of entry and packing list to the customer authority who will certify it and give customs clearance. The fourth stage and the last stage, ports import stage. Various duties have to be paid in order to take the goods out of port. The first one, port trust dues. The clearing and forwarding agent has to make the payment of port trust dues. Second one, customer duty, also paid by the clearing and forwarding agent to the custom authorities. Third point, insurance premium. Under the free of board impact, the importer has to make the payment of insurance premium. The fourth point, payment of freight. The shipping contract will lay down the amount of freight to be paid and it has to be paid by the importer for getting clearance of goods. The fifth point, exporter's payment. The exporter draws a bill of exchange on the importer according to the terms and conditions of the contract. The last point, sixth one, follow up. It is the duty of the importer to take a follow up of the goods. If there are any discrepancies in the order or goods, it has to be intimated to the exporter. Thus, the procedure of importing goods comes to an end. Hope you all have understood the import procedure. It is quite easy, students. As you learn step by step, it will be very easy for you to learn. So hope all of you will learn, as it is a very important question from the board point of view. Thank you.